It was July 2nd, 2013, about 14 miles outside of Gunnison, Colorado, and that's where the bear encounter happened. Up East Elk Creek, about 4 miles, there's a gulch that goes off to the left. It's called West Bull Gulch. I was up in there all day. I've been there since morning with my dog, and we just searching around, and I don't know, I hadn't been up in that area, and been around the other area, shed hunting, but never up in that area. And so we were up at the top of it, we were coming down out of it, and the gulch narrows about 30 yards wide. Well, my dog's right behind me. That's where I keep her all the time when I'm wanting to just head out. And so we're coming down out of this gulch, and I noticed something out of the corner of my right eye. So I reach for my camera real quick. That's always on my left-hand shoulder. And I look further, and there's this big black bear heading straight for us. And I took 3 long steps and got behind these 4 little aspens, and I noticed my dog, she had headed straight for the bear. And this bear is right up in front of me. I'd say no further away than like 6 feet. And the bear was back on her haunches, and my dog's up underneath it. She pops out every now and then, biting it. And the bear's back on its haunches, swiping at me, and got its teeth bared and growling and doing all kinds of crazy, bear stuff. And I'm feared. I'm feared for my life, man. I'm feared for my dog's life. That was the most important part of it the whole time. And I kept on yelling at my dog, and I was yelling at the bear, and I reached out a couple times like that, freaking out, and I was like, got a hold of myself, because this is a bear, And so finally, I guess, what seemed to be eternity lasted about 10 seconds, I would say. And my dog, I noticed, she just gets out from underneath the bear and heads up the gulch, back from where we just come from. There goes the bear, takes off after her. I thought, split second, man. It's like, I got a dead dog, man. That bear outrun her. So I jumped this log like I thought I was a chicken shit, and jumped over the log and headed down the gulch about 50 yards. I got down there about 50 yards, and I sat down on the side of the trail just breathing freaking hard, man. I was just like, holy crap, what just happened? And then I started thinking even further, there, my dog again, thinking of her. And after about, I don't know, a little bit of time sitting there, I noticed across the gulch, there's that bear staring me in the eye, and there's a cub right next to her, and I knew that's why she had charged us. Well, I got up, and I walked up the gulch about 50 yards, and started yelling for my dog. And here she comes, a dirt, like nothing ever happened, And so I checked her over and everything, and she had a hole in her right back leg, and there's blood everywhere. And so I immediately dabbed it with a rag that I had on my pack, because I had a pack on my back, and dabbed it. So I thought, well, we got to get down out of here. So we had about a mile to get to probably East Elk Creek, where I could splash water on it. And when we got down there, I splashed water all over it and got it clean and everything, and we started heading out. We had about another probably 4 or 5 miles to go. So 3 miles out is my tent I had set up. So I stopped by there to get some things and head for the main road, because we had to hitch into town to get her into town to get her to the vet. Well, I get by my tent, get my stuff, and then we're hiking out, we get to the main road, and there's a park rangers that go by, because it's like the Cure Canny Recreation Area, Blue Mesa Reservoir right there. And so I yelled as loud as I could. They'd had their windows up, and I yelled as loud as I could, and they turned back around and came back and asked me what the problem was, and I told them, hey, my dog, man, I ain't got no way into town. I got to get her right into town to get her to the vet. So we stopped by their office, real quick, get some bandages and some whatever they put on it, you know, some kind of antiseptic, and doctored her up a little bit. I got a Coca-Cola, you know, I was all thirsty and everything, and we headed into town. Met up with the game warden, which I didn't necessarily care to go in front of the game warden. You know, it didn't matter. I mean, the bear was only doing what the bear was supposed to do, you know, and that's what happened, you know. But they wanted me to make a report. Well, the game warden after the report says, "What do you want me to do about it?" I said, "Well, Jay," his name's Jay Winham, and I said, "Jay," I said, "you know, that bear was only doing what it was supposed to do, is guarding its cub, you know, so that's what they do." And I said, "That's it, man." So the very next morning, I get out to the veterinarian office, and she goes in and gets stitches and everything. And to this day, I really, really, really think that the reason why I was saved in that encounter was because of my dog. She diverted the bear long enough to keep its attention off of me, and by that, she saved my life, I believe, or at least being attacked. And she's no longer with me. She's been gone about 6, 7 years, and she died at 16 and a half. Now I have a great Australian cattle dog, Waylon. He's 4 and a half right now. And anyways, I thought I'd tell that story because that means something close to me anyway. And if nothing else, it was the most exciting encounter that I'd ever had with a bear. But that being said, if you like this video, I'm going to have some more bear encounters, and I would like you to either like, subscribe, comment, share, you know, support me in this, you know, and you'll get some good content. I guarantee it, because I've been there, man. I've done it. Pretty exciting.